All right. Can I grab two things? It's going to take me one second. I just want to grab.
Well, good evening, everyone. We wanted to do a Zoom meeting today and discuss, I wanted to discuss how I use CBD in my own clinic and kind of the results that I get and some of the things that I do with patients. And, I'm going to speak primarily from the pain side because there's a lot of different applications and things that you can use CBD for a wide range of conditions. But primarily in my practice, obviously, as a chiropractor in physical medicine, we deal with pain. So I'm going to speak about that, but I want to introduce Devin Shaw. He's with us today. He's been part of the Green Compass for some time, and Stephanie Manahan, and she's also been involved in the company. They're going to share some information with you as well. But first, I just want to talk to you about some of the things that I do in my clinic. So primarily, we get patients that are acutely in pain. So they come to us with severe pain, and there's, I would say, three main products that I typically use. One thing I use first is I use a pain patch. There you go. And this is a CBD infused patch that I use for my patients. If they're in acute pain, the patch is really easy to use, and it stays on. My patients keep it on for about 12 hours typically, just as a adhesive, it sticks on pretty well, and it's about 2 by 3 inches long, and I will apply that to an area of acute pain. I'll also use a product called Reduce, and this is a CBD infused pain cream. I'll use this with a patient for acute symptoms and also for chronic symptoms. One of the things that my patients in my practice is that my massage therapist will use this with some of the patients. We'll let them know what the product is about, educate the patient, and give them the option of using it. And in fact, we actually charge for it. So if it's something that they want to use, we'll charge an extra $5 for them to have it. It's a good service. It provides another option for patients when they're in a lot of pain. And it's a good service for the practice because it generates revenue. And even though $5 is not a big number, but it is. If we do a lot of services all day long, it does add up. So that's the two main products that I use. I also, one of the things that my patients, they oftentimes have trouble with sleep. That's one of the common issues with people in chronic pain is the inability to sleep. I know this firsthand for myself. I've been in 5 car accidents myself and multiple disc herniations and multiple lumbar herniations. And I have a hard time sleeping. I will literally wake up 6 or 7 times a night sometimes. And it's just the most torturous thing is to not be able to sleep. It affects every system when you have an inability to sleep and you don't have the ability to heal when you can't sleep. So I use the CBD oil myself. And I use a dropper full every night and about half hour before to go to bed. And amazingly, I still wake up at maybe once or twice, and that's it. And that's a major improvement to my own quality of life and my patients as well. So those are the main 3 things that I use in my practice. Again, CBD can be used for a wide variety of conditions that me personally have not got into yet, just because of my patient base is primarily focused on pain. But for my colleagues out there that are primary care physicians, I think that is something that you may want to look into for a wide variety of systemic conditions, inflammatory conditions. I think that would do very well. I think Devin can shed some light on that as well. You've had a lot of experience with this, maybe with your patients or your clients as well.
Yeah, so what I do for a living is I'm a nurse anesthetist. I've been doing anesthesia for about 7 years, and I've been with Green Compass, this CBD company, for almost a year now, about 11 months. And it has been one of the most fun things helping people this way. I can't say enough on how amazing it has been to help people with these products. and also just be a part of this company. This company is absolutely awesome. So a lot of people really don't know what CBD is, right? So everyone thinks that it's marijuana, it's the same thing. And it is definitely not that. I would not be involved with it if it was. And just to do a little brief education on what CBD is and why it's legal and why you're seeing it all over the place, is that it's actually made from a hemp plant and not a marijuana plant. And those are two different plants. They're both from the cannabis family, but there's the marijuana plant over here and the hemp plant over here. And even though they're both part of the cannabis family, they have two totally different components to it. And the marijuana plant actually has very high amounts of THC, very low amounts of CBD, and the hemp plant is opposite. The hemp plant has high amounts of CBD, very low amounts of THC. So that's why it's federally legal in all 50 states, because it has to be made from a hemp plant and not a marijuana plant. Kind of compare it to, you know, grape juice and wine, both from the same thing, but two totally different effects, right? So that was a big eye opener for me when I was learning about all this. And it's very important because, you know, we're not trying to get people high. We're just trying to help people and relieve people's pain, help them with sleeping, with all kinds of different things. And how this works and why this works for so many different reasons is that you already produce cannabinoids. You already have what's called an endocannabinoid system in your body, which helps regulate homeostasis in your cardiovascular system, in your nervous system, in your all over your skin, your integumentary system, in your immune system, in your endocrine system. You have more receptors in your body for CBD than you do anything else. It is mind-blowing, the research that is coming out about how much this stuff helps people in all these different ways. Because the two main cannabinoids that you produce as a mammal are anandamide and 2,8-G. So when you're exercising and you get that runner's high, you actually have a release of what's called anandamide. And that's what's attaching to these receptors in your body, in your endocannabinoid system. You're already producing it. So this isn't anything that's foreign to us. This is stuff that we already kind of produce. And here's my daughter.
You gotta have one of those moments. You can't have a Zoom moment or something like
She's definitely supposed to be asleep.
that.
But anyways, you already produce these things, right? So this isn't anything that's foreign. I think that's something that scares people. They think something that their body's not meant to absorb and have, but in reality, it really is. But what's scary is it's not a regulated industry. This falls in that supplement category. It's not a food or a drug, so it's not regulated by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. So one thing that I found that absolutely blew my mind on how gross this industry can be is that 80% of the hemp plants that are used for CBD in the United States are actually from China. And China, they're very smart. They've been growing hemp for years because it helps absorb pollution. Hemp is a hyperaccumulator. It actually absorbs CO2 4 times faster than trees. So they've been growing it out there for a long time to help with their pollution. And then here we are, we make it legal in all 50 states, and they start sending those dirty plants over here. And that's why you're finding it super cheap places, and even on like Amazon for $10, because Amazon's not even licensed to sell CBD oil. That's what I found kind of mind blowing, because they actually market hemp seed oil as CBD, and hemp seed oil actually has little to no THC in it. CBD actually comes from the flowers and the leaves of the plant and not the seeds. So I just found that kind of interesting. And that's why people will try it on Amazon for $10 or $11. And they're like, oh, it didn't help me. Well, that's because it didn't have CBD in it. So it's just a very scary market out there. And with Green Compass, what makes this company so amazing and being able to help, chiropractors like Dr. Tran and other physicians and whoever needs help, you can trust that this product is good, because we are one of the only companies that have a USDA organic certification, which is a big deal in this industry. So what that means is that they went through rigorous testing for all of their farming processes, all of their hemp plants, and everything that they do in order to obtain that. And there's very few companies that have that. Since it's not regulated, it's definitely a big deal. And I think being in the medical profession, one great thing about it is this company is that they're partnered with the University of North Carolina. So they're always at the forefront of the studies that UNC is doing, and they're very research-based. And we are one of the only companies that have a medical advisory board that's attached to our company that's helping with the studies that we're always doing. So it's a really fun process to be a part of. And CBD is here for, going to be here for a long time. It's something that helps so many people in so many different ways. And it has been an absolute blast to be a part of this industry and help others. And I know one person that I've gotten to help quite a bit, which has been so awesome, is my friend Stephanie here. And I wanted to have her jump on here and talk about how much, CBD has helped her in her life.
Yeah, so I was actually guilty of the Amazon CBD find, and I was taking it for a while. It was like a month and a half until Devin had reached out to me and really just kind of educated me on everything. I'm an ex-professional athlete. I have 3 daughters. The stress that takes on your body, your mind, everything, it gets to be a lot after a while. So I really looked into CBD. Once Devin told me about this company, I realized that, I have to be more diligent on what I was taking and what I was, actually putting into my body. So obviously when I started with Green Compass, my results were a million times better than anything that I had taken before. And so I actually kind of didn't even really get involved to sell it. I got involved because I wanted the welcome pack and, I wanted a good deal. But the more that I spoke about it with my friends and family and people that I knew, there were so many people that wanted to try it, but didn't know where to turn to find good, valid products in a completely unregulated industry. And so that was really kind of the reason why I got involved, is because I didn't want anyone else to think that they were trying something and be like, well, it wasn't working, I'm going to go to X, Y, and Z pharmaceuticals and have to deal with all of the side effects of those, when they could have actually found something natural that would have helped them if they would have gotten the correct product for them. So I kind of just decided to jump in and become a sounding board for those people and help educate more than anything else. And it's been really rewarding. It's been really fun. I got to introduce these 2 guys to each other, and it's been a really, really good, rewarding experience. And not only just for myself using the product, but being involved with this company that really genuinely cares about the people and the products that they're putting out there. It makes it so much more worth it. So thanks, Devin.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, we can get different perspectives and points of view here. Stephanie, from you on a end user perspective and someone who uses on a database, and I do as well, and I'm sure Devin does as well. And to my colleagues out there, if you have any questions whatsoever about how to use CBD in your own practice from a clinical perspective, I'd be more than happy to help you with that and speak to you about my experiences and results that we get with our patients. It's been extremely successful as far as the popularity of my patients. They love it. They're very appreciative of being introduced to this product. And also there's a business side of it too. And part of the practice of medical practice, chiropractic practice, is that you got to keep the lights on too, and you have to generate revenue as well. But you can feel good that the products that you provide for your patients are of the highest quality products that you can get out there. So I'd be happy to speak to any of you guys out there on a personal basis. Message me, give me a call. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. But thanks to Devin and Stephanie for joining us tonight. And have a good night, guys.
You too.
All right. Tell your daughter she needs to go to bed.
I know. Definitely will. All right.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.